you know, people can sense what's going on, you know. People can see. You may say, I like you, but you act like I don't like you. And they see that. You know, they see your behaviors. And that's what little kids do. They watch their parents. I mean, they're learning how to survive in the world. And that's where the intuition is built as a child. They start being aware. You know, like the little calves, they're really jumpy. I mean, if something moves, they immediately jump. You know, they move away, they quickly move, because that's a built-in survival system for self-preservation. We as children grew up, and if you come from a very emotionally toxic or emotionally exciting world, you as a child will learn to operate within that kind of world, whichever way you choose to go. So we got to make sure we clean up our head, clean up our childhood, clean up the people you hate. I did a seminar. It's called How to Keep People from Pushing Your Buttons. Now, logically, how can you keep people from pushing your buttons? Anybody can throw an idea out? How do we do that? Anybody? Kate, what would you say? How do we keep people from pushing your buttons, Kate? Move to a different country, is that what you said? use a machine gun? No, I think very different. So what she said, how to keep people from pushing your buttons, go inside yourself and get rid of the buttons. So Joe Smith, she said, I really hate this guy. I said, really? I said, where's it at? It's inside you. You're him. She created an entity, a character, a person within inside of herself. And the hatred is where? Inside of Kate. Inside of you. Inside of me. So you clean up the characters inside yourself you don't like. It also keeps it from happening again. Keeps it from recycling again. So again, how to keep people from pushing your buttons? Get rid of the buttons. Tap them away. Change them. Because remember, we're always going like this. You make me feel bad. Which model of the world is that? Yeah. And you're always a perpetual victim of the outside world. Instead of saying, I'm responding to you based on my references, my beliefs, my past experiences. And I don't like this response, so I'm going to change me. Isn't that right? And guess what happens when you start doing that on a daily basis? Every person, every character in your past. Your life gets better. Your health will change. Your relationships will change. Your self-esteem will go up. Your identity will be adjusted and you'll be a different person. You know what I'm saying? You will be a different person. Right? That's amazing by itself. Remaking of the self. Said, I want to build my self-esteem. And that's what the woman came in. She had, we do no content memory, and this obviously was a good one. She had tears, didn't tell me what it was, and it took me 2 hours, the whole session, to work on something I didn't know what it was. When we said from 0 to 10, she said it was 100. All right, so we cleaned up, we cleaned up, we cleaned up. And then the next session she comes in and said, let's go back and check that memory that was so big last week. And from 0 to 10, how strong is it? From 100, it was last week, now it's 7. I said, well, we need to finish this up. She goes, I'm okay with it like this. I said, well, be honest with you, I think it's very wise to change this up. She says, no, I really am, I'm pleasant with this, I'm okay at a 7. I said, that's fine. What would you like to work on? She goes, I want to build my self-esteem. I said, that's a good decision. Be honest with you. I said, where do you think self-esteem comes from? She goes, I don't know. Probably myself. I said, that's right. You're esteeming self. How does self esteem itself? She goes, I don't know. I said, well, think about it. It's memories. The good memories, the bad memories, the ugly memories. Now, if you leave the ugly memories and the bad memories inside, guess how it will esteem you? She goes, I think I'd like to go ahead and change that memory. Because again, who you are today, and one of the early days in the trainings, one of the people that I made a master out of, that was back when I didn't know much about masters and perfection and making the system even greater. She said, when you tap on yourself, it will not change your personality. Is that true or false? False. It will change your personality. You know, when you're a piece of crap, no one loves you, no one likes you, you're a doormat, and you start tapping on yourself, guess what? You won't be anymore. You won't be a doormat anymore. Your value starts coming from you instead of outside you. Does that make sense? So you are improving your self-esteem. Also with this training, it's a mindfulness. It's noticing how you know within yourself what it is you do to yourself. And that's being mindful. And if you have stuff in there that you don't like, that you're full of, we call this directed mindfulness. That means you're now directing what is within yourself and changing what you don't like, which means you're going to create a new you. And this is a somatic process. Breathing is one. Deep breath, blow it out. A physical exercise is another one. You know, the vagus nerve theory, you know, hold your head for a certain way, do this. We're doing all that. But we're not just changing the vagus nerve, we're changing the whole neurology between your ears. We're also changing the serotonin in your body, because the serotonin is a reaction to perception and how you perceive things as a threat or stressful. So now you're adjusting the internal world. And you're walking and creating a life by intention instead of getting the life by default of all the stuff within yourself.